Welcome to another edition of Altitude Training, which is the educational series designed to give you the knowledge and the mindset to help you achieve your potential. Importantly, it's also about helping you to maximize your investment in the journey you're on with Slipstream coaching. My name's Scott Charlton, and it's my pleasure to lead you through this episode. So in this webinar, we're going to be looking at both your leadership and the expectations you're setting around how your firm does business. So as you'll see from the heading, our subject for today is all about being bold. Not reckless, not ill-considered, not regardless of the consequences, but nevertheless bold. It's such a great word, bold. You see, I believe there's never been a better time than right now to set you and your business apart from the pack. Boldness brings with it all sorts of rewards, and certainly it puts a real spring in your step if you've nailed your colours to the mast, your brand, your goals, and your sheer audacity in aiming for something awesome. So I hope that you get lots of ideas and enjoyment from the slides that follow. To set the scene, I'd like you to read this quote from past Slipstream coaching client Natalie Lennon. It was during Natalie's time in the program that she ventured forward to start her own firm, breaking away from some of the partners she'd thought that breaking away from some partners who she thought weren't moving quickly enough. How her world has changed, and changed for the better. Now, if you'd like to hear more of the Natalie story, feel free to check out the interview I did with her on episode 29 of In the Slipstream podcast called Free to Fly with Natalie. For now though, let's just take Natalie's stirring words into this webinar. You might just take courage and inspiration from what we're going to cover today. Take a bold step yourself. So you may already have had the terrific experience on your Slipstream coaching journey to date by way of doing the Why Should I Choose You workshop with your team. What this workshop does for your marketing, being bold likewise does for your firm as a whole. Today, I'm going to encourage you to step up and apply some bright, distinctive paint on the firm's canvas. What better way to set you apart in the marketplace, I ask? So I'm suggesting that you let the real personality of you and your team stand out. In doing so, you'll become a beacon for people who you'll seek to attract to your firm. They're people, clients, team members, strategic partners and advocates who relate to who you are, what you stand for, and what you're seeking to achieve. Today, we're going to explore 24 ways for your firm to be bold. Now, don't think of this as being a comprehensive list, far from it. Rather, I'm hoping you'll come up with plenty of other bold ideas now and in the future. Let's get started. Be thinking about which one you're going to implement straight away. Business is supposed to be purposeful, yet most organisations float along week to week, just going through the motions. Some people spend more time planning their holidays than actually planning their business. So what do you want to achieve? What's your business going to actually do? How are you getting there? As a leader, it's your job to develop a plan which is so exciting that team members sign up for the journey. I love the simple but powerful essence of this slide, a plan that puts a smile on everyone's face. With you and your team excited about the plan and committed to its execution, good things will follow, I assure you. Lately, here at Slipstream Coaching, we've revised the format of our one-page plan business template. Now that has got me excited. The extra sections and the specifics that we've included help put together a plan which not only thinks big and bold, but sets out clearly how you're going to achieve it. So how's your plan looking? Does it need a bold refresh to get you back to being excited about it? Number 2, tell others what you want to be and what you want to achieve. It's no good having a plan and targets which are lurking out of sight. Be bold. Tell the world what it is that you're striving for. Internally, this means bring the team with you on the journey. Certainly, I'm suggesting that you put your values well and truly out there. As an example, we've seen some of our firms putting their values up in big, bold typeface on the walls of their office. And I absolutely love this. Outside the firm, it means putting a strong message out to the universe. We're going to do business this way, and this is what we're striving to achieve. You'll be surprised by the number of opportunities this will bring in your direction. Let's talk about brand. Having been through the Breakaway Business Planning Workshop, you'll appreciate the powerful essence which gets captured with your brand. There's enough bland, forgettable brands out there, so let's ensure that your brand is not amongst them. Are you happy with what your brand currently says about you? Is it time to give it a makeover, or indeed strike out with something fresh? The next two bold ideas are to do with this branding. I just love this. Design a great logo and choose colours to suit your firm's personality. Your logo and your colours are an opportunity to express yourself and to set expectations for all who interact with your organisation. So I'm encouraging you to look beyond standard convention and don't feel obliged to retain what you've traditionally used. Here's a powerful snapshot into the firm JBS Financial Strategists, alumni of the Slipstream coaching program. There's so much going on here, so much conveyed in, say, the use of a vibrant purple colour. It's distinctive, memorable, and is tastefully incorporated into much of what they do. So with their emails, their client communications, you'll see their cheery logo and their colours very much in evidence. Now, make no mistake, the team at JBS are very, very serious about client service and also commercial success. It's just that they combine this with a cheeky sense of fun and enjoyment. To this, I say bravo. Now, in case you're wondering about the bear, he's Ted, Senior Executive in charge of fun and frivolity at JBS. I love it when firms really embrace their brand and incorporate it into what they do. So this is all about creating a set of consistent expectations with those coming into contact with your firm. That's why your brand should be front and center in all that you do. Your brand is wrapped up in the colors you choose, the imagery that's displayed, and the style guide which ensures that everything fits together. When you've got a brand that just works, you'll want to get it out on display. How you do this is limited only by your imagination. Ultimately, you want your team to live the brand and for each team member to be a terrific brand ambassador. How might you take some steps to achieve that today? Now, here's something that can be a powerful accelerator for you. A challenging goal which will require your firm to become a better version of itself in order to achieve it. If you get the setting of your BHAG right, it'll drive innovation, create enthusiastic team members, and set your firm apart when it comes to convincing quality recruitment candidates that they should join your firm. So let's see how this can be applied in practice. So the BHAG, if it's to meet that definition, it really must take everyone's breath away. And to me, putting a man on the moon is a granddaddy of all BHAGs. So why settle for ordinary when you and your team can shoot for the stars? Does what you're currently aiming at pass the putting a man on the moon test? Set your sights on something which is going to test, challenge, and ultimately improve you. There were so many things at the start of the 1960s that just hadn't been worked out that would be necessary to put a man on the moon. But by the end of the decade, all of those problems and unknowns had been resolved, and the rest, as you know, is history. Then go and do it. Everyone wants to be on a winning team. So don't just set a big, hairy, audacious goal and then let it fade into oblivion. Keep score and track your progress towards the goal. Get the team's input at every step of the way. Who says the boss always has the best ideas? Now, there's a great film clip of this story on YouTube. You may have actually seen it as part of your breakaway. It tells the story of Red Balloon, which is a business relating to gifting experiences. So that's giving an experience rather than stuff. The company, at the time they set this BHAG, had sold 700 experiences. So a goal of 2 million experiences, that was certainly audacious. So the BHAG was set up to align with the core purpose to change the manner of gifting in Australia. So as powerful as the 2 million is that the company actually achieved, as you can see from the picture there, they've since gone on to completely blitz that number. So it's just a remarkable story in terms of how a BHAG can actually really help drive your business forward. So step up and set a big, bold one. Okay, changing tack now. You can't be at your best if you're tired and working completely in the business. It was Abraham Lincoln who once famously said that if he had 8 hours to cut down a tree, he'd invest 7 hours sharpening the axe. So you've experienced the power of taking time away from the coalface at your breakaway session. So too, when you take a well-deserved holiday, you realise just how short-term focused you've become. So the best and boldest ideas are much more likely to occur when you're rested, refreshed, and have some breathing space to contemplate what might be, not just what is. So I'm going to share 2 ideas about how you might boldly accomplish this. So allocate the working on the business time in your diary. The firm you have next year is likely going to be similar to today's version unless you do something that's different. Firms that consciously set time aside to implement their plans consistently outperform those that don't. We know this. The progress you make by working regularly on your business will motivate you to keep going. And that's because every improvement you make contributes to this momentum. Consistently implementing the projects in your plan means that you'll have a radically better business well within 12 months. Just keep doing those quarterly projects. If you haven't already, I encourage you to check out the Altitude Training episode on time management. It sets out a great structure to organize and optimize your personal time. Similar concepts apply at a firm level. Setting aside time for your quarterly and annual planning is good practice. But while you're at it, why not factor in other time for the express purpose of innovation? One of the best examples I can give you of a firm that set aside time was a financial planning firm I dealt with some years ago. Their mission was to integrate a set of standard best practice into how they did things. Most firms who actually tackled this project failed dismally. Everyone sort of hit it with a great deal of enthusiasm, but without structure, without a plan, without organisation, it all just petered out and nothing was really achieved. The firm that actually did really well, they actually down tools the whole firm on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at 3 p.m, whereupon the whole team were working at different parts of the best practice procedures, and within a relatively short period of time, they're out the other side and had it done. So it just goes to show how acting boldly can mean big, big differences to your outcomes. Number 8, work with someone great to get projects done. Nothing takes the pressure off than getting things finished, or at least in the case of your projects, getting to a workable version 1.0. You just won't be able to move fast enough if you as the business leader also become the projects officer by default. Professional practices making the most progress have team members who can help with implementing projects. So this could be an assistant to perform certain tasks working in the business, so freeing you up to work on the business, Or it could even be a dedicated resource, a projects person who's charged with implementing particular initiatives. Or it could be a combination of both. But almost certainly, such assistance will entail showing initiative, good computer skills, and great communication. So it's the whole essence of being a team. TEAM, together, everyone achieves more. But if you can keep moving your projects along, great things will happen, I assure you. Okay, next suggestion is to get your back office firing. So you won't make progress if you're constantly fighting fires in your back office. So you've got team members on maternity leave, clients chasing up their work, deadline pressures, if you're preparing for compliance or quality audits, all of this places an invisible cap on your revenue if you don't actually have some means to manage it all. Creating capacity through team members, systems, and smarter use of IT puts you back in control. This means you'll have the time to proactively contact clients and talk to them about additional ways you can help them. Now that's a good feeling. So if you want a world-class factory, then I think you actually need to have a world-class manager who's actually overseeing what's going on. We call this person the production manager. Someone to ensure that client expectations are being met, promises are being fulfilled, deadlines are being achieved, and the work is done in the least number of hours possible. Almost certainly, this person won't be the founder of the firm. For that matter, this person most likely won't be a working owner in the business. Unless, of course, he or she has proved so invaluable that you make him or her a shareholder. That would be bold. Number 10, implement Patrick Lencioni's meeting structure as per the book Death by Meeting, which, if you haven't read it, is an absolute delight to read. Very easy to read, simple to understand, but powerful, powerful concepts. As an observation, winning firms tend to be very quiet places most of the time. That's because team members know what they have to do and they're getting on with it. So Patrick's meeting structure provides a framework to ensure that all matters, from the loftiest strategy development down to that client letter that has to go out today, they all get appropriate attention. The system is designed to work as an integrated whole. So yes, it might seem you're having more meetings, but this translates to better efficiency, everyone being in the loop, and fewer things being missed. Bliss. Conversely, where we actually have a firm which is not making progress, typically I as a coach will ask, so tell me about your meeting structure. And that's where I get a sorry tale of where people have actually taken it upon themselves to dilute what Lencioni has recommended. Sorry, I think that all of those meetings serve a purpose, so embrace them in total. Specialize. I'm quoting from a famous book here, maybe not that famous, it's my own book. So I'll let you read that on the screen about specialization. You'll find this topic bobs up consistently throughout your Slipstream journey. Already during your breakaway workshop, you'll have been prompted to consider this. In the two books I've written for accountants and financial planners, respectively, The Bold Accountant and Partnering with Accountants, I've also tackled this. Clearly, the Why Should I Choose You workshop encourages you to be the very best that you can to a smaller number of clients. And then, of course, there's the Slipstream Coaching Guide to Ideal Clients, which I thoroughly recommend that you have a look at and complete for each of your ideal client categories. So let's now explore how specialization overlaps with being bold. If all you do is work for a particular niche of clients that you particularly like, really great things happen. Firstly, you'll get very familiar with the issues, terminology, and core client needs applicable to that niche. You'll enjoy working more because you are working with clients that you like in an area where you have mastery. You're going to attract new clients by virtue of your specialty and your growing reputation. This all means higher fees can be charged because clients will see value in your tailored service offerings. And finally, superior profits will be achieved. So be bold. Turn away prospective clients who don't meet your ideal client profile. I know that's hard, but really, if you think of the analogy of an aeroplane, there's only so many seats on that plane, and if you've filled the plane with a whole lot of people who are paying economy, then there's no room at the front for your first class passengers. So you'll find that airlines actually consciously will take off, have a plane take off with perhaps even some seats empty at the top end of the plane, because they're actually allowing for those clients that they really want to foster and to make sure that they're accommodated when and if they come along. Okay, I want to talk about creating an awesome client experience. As it says there, why settle for being ordinary when it's possible to be remarkable? Boldly being different means you'll be memorable and referable, but you don't want to be wacky with it. So some key concepts we've already covered today will help you remain on the money. So think about remaining on brand. What does that entail? And specializing in a group of core clients. Delighting your clients with something that says, "We get you," will most likely extend their lifetime value to your business. So it's just as likely to be a finishing touch as it is the technical quality of your work that's going to super please your clients. They already assume that you're technically competent, but where you actually show some extra consideration, some care, how you're actually applying your technical knowledge to help them achieve great things, that's when the awesome client experience happens. Number 12, ask clients what you could do better. Run a client advisory panel. Now, this is actually really bold. I remember when I did it in my firm, I was actually having kittens whilst the panel was actually gathered in a room where I was not present, and where clients could openly say what they did and didn't like about the firm. But I needn't have worried, because everyone there at the meeting was there because they wanted to see me and my firm succeed, and that they were heavily invested in that outcome. So go ahead and do it. You might be just absolutely amazed at what comes out of that. And then, of course, clients having invested the time in volunteering their suggestions, that actually like to see some action. But gosh, that's a really great one. And if you're after some more information, if you go into the marketing section of the How To Hub, you'll readily find Client Advisory Board. This is especially bold for accountants who live in the time-based billing world. So in the short term, it means less chargeable time, which of course flows through to weekly invoicing. But on the other hand, there are big, big benefits. Firstly, your clients will love it, and therefore they're likely to stay with you longer. Your clients are also going to volunteer issues that potentially you can help them with. And your clients will most likely refer colleagues to you, especially if you boldly tell them that you're open for more business. 14, love this one, sack some clients. Your team will tell you who has to go. A terrific way of fostering your team to go the extra mile is to only work with great clients. So get rid of troublesome clients who give your staff grief. Sack someone today. Your team members will reward you in spades by loving the clients that are left. Conduct more joint meetings. So in all my years of experience in practice, there was a universal truth that if you had a client together in the same room with their accountant and financial planner, together with a whiteboard, really great things happen. It's where the chemistry happens. You get 1 + 1 = 5, and the client walks away from that meeting thinking, finally, I seem to be getting somewhere. So what I'm suggesting is don't just get your part of the client's puzzle correct, take charge of the total solution. Now, this can be challenging at first, but orchestrating joint meetings with your clients will often lead to great outcomes. This does, however, require you to invest some time offline with your collaborators to develop a combined approach to common client situations, to which I say, so be it. By the way, if you're wanting some guidelines as to conducting joint meetings, a good place to start would be Chapter 11 of my book, The Bold Accountant. If you would like a complimentary copy of this book, please speak with your business coach about it. Okay, I know I'm out there, but I'm on a personal mission. I say death to marketing by bullet points. I think that bullet points are the lazy man's marketing, and I also think they're highly ineffective. So your prospective clients don't understand the jargon that actually goes into bullet points. Could a client, if they read the term due diligence, actually know what that means? Also, chances are that your competitors have a very similar looking list on their website. So take out those bullet points on your website that bang on about things like CFO or KPI monitoring. Instead, I say insert sections on your website that nail your colors to the mast. For example, a who we help or an about you section on your website. You could also include a polite, if you're after the cheapest provider, you're likely not for us message. Who would have thought boldness could result in you turning business away? Indeed, what about giving away some of your previous precious information for free? Talk about being bold. Following on from this, why not tell the story of clients that you've helped? Not only are case studies much more credible than bullet points, they inform and educate prospective clients as to how you can help them. Now, happily, client case studies are inexpensive to produce and they complement any other marketing initiatives you may be contemplating. So, for a quick example, underneath a Client Stories tab on your website, I'm suggesting that you put in 3 to 6 case studies of clients you've helped. In the middle of the screen there is the front cover of the guide that Slipstream Coaching has developed on this very topic. Any number of ways that you can create a client case study. Doesn't have to be written even. It could be, say, for example, a video clip, which can be hugely effective. So in the guide, you'll find a number of ways to skin that cat. The first method is what I call Scott's magic 4-paragraph formula. And it just gives you a step-by-step guide to producing a 1-page client case study. The cost of actually implementing this stuff, other than your time, are 0, but the effectiveness of that could be absolutely huge. Okay, let's talk about growing your revenue. There's something really powerful that happens when you have a steady stream of new and exciting clients. It forces you to bring your A game to the table, which is where you are at your most innovative and most engaged. The confidence that comes with this activity will spread throughout the firm because everyone likes to play on a winning team. So how might we actually boldly go about marketing to get more of these clients? To quote a very accomplished entrepreneur, marketing is like a wheelbarrow. Unless someone picks it up and pushes it, it just stands there. So the key to marketing success, I think it's regular activity and good data to measure the outcomes. So to get you started, I suggest you track the number of attendees at your seminars, the number of readers of your newsletter, the number of downloads from your website, the inquiries about your service that you receive, and the referrals that come your way. More than this though, appoint a part-time marketing assistant to ensure that something is happening each and every month for your firm on the marketing front. There's an altitude training episode on marketing assistants, which explains how to apply this concept to turbo boost your marketing outcomes. For best results, undertake marketing activity each and every week, even if it's in small amounts. Set and then work to a marketing budget for this activity. The key is to work to an agreed plan. Think of a spreadsheet with the names of months in columns B to M up the top. So it might be row 1, cell B1, C1, etc. Mark that January, February, all the way out to June. Then in column A, list the activities you intend to undertake during the next 12 months. And then indicate in your matrix in which months you're going to undertake which activities. So these activities could be producing and sending out an e-newsletter, compiling and publishing strategy papers on topics of interest to your key clients, and periodic website upgrades. With those upgrades may require the assistance of external specialists, graphic artists, copywriters, etc. So if you look at the entire year, you've mapped out in a sensible way all those things that are going to take place. Then what I suggest is that you have a member of your leadership team who works with your marketing assistant to make sure that those items in the current month are ticked off by the end of the month. Number 19, introduce a new service to fit an unmet need of your target clients. Who says you should limit your assistance to traditional services? If you can see a need that your key clients have, then why not design a service to meet that need? Now, I love this concept of medical concierge. For busy medical practitioners, it sounds like a helpful coordinated service, conveys the impression that everything has been thought of, and also lets them know that they're not going to be dragged away from their practice unnecessarily. So what could you do to offer something equivalent for your clients, which sends out a powerful message that we get you? Okay, create some videos. Now, there's no doubt about it, you likely didn't bound out of bed looking forward to a video shoot today. And yet, a small amount of time in front of a video camera could pay huge dividends. So on that, you could talk about clients that you help, give insights into situations frequently encountered by your clients, or provide relevant commentary on how economic events impact your clients. No one expects this video content to be perfect, so why not just give it a go? Not only is this great marketing content, it's uniquely yours. Oh, and in case you're thinking, oh gosh, that all sounds very complicated, there's a video camera on that phone you carry around every day. Okay, let's talk about team. You might have started your career intent on mastering the technical aspects of your profession, but to build a business, you need to exercise leadership. Surrounding yourself with people who are smarter than you, sure, it's a bold step. However, it will mean you're not working every weekend trying to do everything yourself. So, 21, tell your team about the targets that you've set and set an incentive that puts a big smile on everyone's face. What those incentives could be is entirely up to you. To get you thinking, here's what some other firms have done for their team members upon hitting the target set. Fly by seaplane to a famous restaurant. An afternoon off to go shopping for shoes, with the value of the shoes being determined by the percentage of target achieved or overachieved. I've actually heard, I wasn't there at the time, but I've actually heard that in one such firm, there were squeals of delight from the girls with that incentive. Even just giving an extra day off can be a huge, huge incentive, particularly if that's mapped around, say, Easter, where people can actually make an extended break of it. Okay, number 22. This is where I'm going to spend some of your money. Put on a talented new team member, then work to fill that capacity. Back yourself to fill the extra capacity created, whether this is to free you up for leadership tasks or simply to get client work done faster. The additional team member will be the key to turning good intentions, when we've got time, No, 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 no. Turn those good intentions into reality. Having the extra capacity will also make you more attuned to helping clients, otherwise proactively contacting them. So it's putting you in a state of discomfort, but I think it's a healthy state to be in. 23, getting towards the end. Down tools at regular times to work on your projects. Setting time aside in everyone's diaries for project work is a bold step with numerous benefits. It tells the team that you're committed to the projects and are expecting genuine outcomes. Also means projects get completed on a regular basis, meaning the firm enjoys the benefit thereafter. And you as the business leader do not end up doing most of the project work. 24. Create and roll out a "This is how you make partner" program. 4 things that owners should not assume that team members know about making the step up to partner. How partnerships work, including what's entailed in terms of buying into the firm. How to obtain the finance to buy in. That they are seen by you as a current leader as being a future leader. And about the attributes they need in order to succeed as a partner. Having a client base, a personal network, HR skills, a growing professional reputation, etc. So instead of leaving this to chance, why not provide candidates with a pathway to follow? I just love this quote, which sums up the essence of this time we've shared today. So take a look back now at the ideas you've jotted down. What stands out for you? What should you push the go button on? More to the point, what makes sense to implement straight away? Whatever you decide, be bold. Act decisively and reap the reward. So that's it for altitude training today. I do hope you found it thought-provoking. Altitude training is what elite sports people use to lift their performance. And through this medium, we want you to experience this performance boost as well. Have a productive balance of the day, and I look forward to bringing you further altitude training webinars in the future. Until then, onwards and upwards.